morning, everyone. Welcome back to the homestead. It's a beautiful day in March. We've done a lot of things here in February in the garden, and now it's time to really do some things that are going to really help us retain water and put more nutrients into the ground for our gardens this year. If you look over here, this is what I did first. I think you saw a video on this where I dug out all of the trenches. These are my planting beds. And once I had them dug out, we did a little burning here. This one's got some biochar, but then I dug out the other ones also, and you can see I'm in the process. Over there on number 3, that's as far as I'm going to go until it rains again. I've got a layer of thick straw still in the flakes as much as I could get it, and then on top of that, some cow manure. And then on top of that will go my icky not quite done compost with all my worms in it. That will go on top of these things so that it gives the worms something to eat and a place to live and stuff so that they can help them in the soil. And then I will mix the mushroom compost with the current soil that was there last year to help amend that. We've got some kelp meal coming in to provide some other nutrients, the minerals and things like that. And so this is how we're preparing our beds, because what we've learned, we just can't retain enough water, but this straw is going to get good and soaked, and it's going to retain the water. It has worked fabulously for a ground cover mulch. As you can see, I've got piles of it blown all over the place. This is old straw, and it just keeps on working. What we don't dig in gets raked back up on top again. So it's a really versatile product. And we're looking forward to getting this done, but I'll show you in a minute the process. I've got to open another bale of straw. This is one bale of straw in all of this.
So Judy, why are you putting the straw down to bury it?
Because it's going to absorb water. And it's going to hold the water and keep the water so that it doesn't just chase right down into the sand quite as fast.
That being said, this is an experiment. We know of somebody else that did this, and it seems to work and give us like a sponge down there and a place for the worms and other bacteria and microbes to live, because we don't have a ton of biochar in there yet.
Yeah, and I'll show you the worms in just a minute. So, because if I could grow nothing else, I grow lots of worms. So, I mean, if that's my only claim to fame, then, well, there are worse. Okay, especially when you like gardening like I do. All right. Get in here and just drop it down. And move one over. There we go. Some more. But don't matter. It's all going into the garden anyway. See how it does kind of fall apart some, because I want to spread it out and get it the right thickness, but just pack it all in. One more flake will do this. Yes, this is what I call my main bin. I keep it covered up in the winter. So
what is it?
Don't get too cold. It's an old freezer that doesn't work anymore. Okay, got to leave that so that they can get air over the winter. You can see the little babies, they're starting to crawl out.
We need smell-o-vision.
Oh gosh, yeah, this smells good and rotten. Every kitchen scrap I've got goes to the worms. And this looks really ugly right now, but you dig down here and look at the life. Look. Bring them out in the sun. They don't like the sun, but you'll be able to see them better. But look at that wonderful bundle of worms. And they're just eating like crazy and breeding and pretty quick here. I'll dig down to where they're not anymore, like this. Or I hope they're not anymore. Oh, gosh, they're everywhere. I'm trying to pull up worm dirt. Well, there's worm dirt that's just full of worms also. Look at all them babies. And this is all going to get taken out and put into the garden once I get the other compost out there, and I'll show you that. But you're not supposed to disturb them too much. So sorry, babies, but that's all right. You'll live through it. You have lived through it before. It's nice and damp in there. I don't really have to do anything else. As you can see, the kitchen scraps are kind of fresh because they get fed often. Everything that we don't eat is waste, is cut off, is whatever, goes to the worms.
And this board is here for?
So that they can get air.
Okay.
I'm going to leave the cloth off for now because it's a nice warm afternoon. Okay, this is my second worm area. This is our working compost right now. And no, we don't have a proper mix on it, so it doesn't compost in weeks. This is a cold compost kind of thing, except for the worms. And there we are. Look at all them babies. Look at them all. Actually, they're not babies anymore. Those are all full-grown worms that are eating what looks like an onion skin, and they're hiding in that. They love avocado skins to hide in. Just whatever you give them, they will eat eventually or use it as their house. And all of this half composted stuff and the worms are going to go into those garden beds over there.
Didn't this all start with a handful you got from the county extension here in Apache County?
It sure is, and these are real red wigglers. They're not the India blues. They act the same. It's just a different variety. And yeah, I got just a little tub of them and got them started in a tote like these over here. Some of these used to be the worm house, and I started them over here the first year, and this is the third year with my worms. And they're just going like crazy. And they're one of the best helpers that I have out here. I've just got to give them enough to eat. And I will remember that over the winter time. I will probably pile up some more of this half composted over the winter so that I can keep them alive in the winter. Because when I dug my beds in the fall, I had worms. And now I do not. Although it has been extremely cold, and they may not have lived through that, and I might have worm eggs throughout all of this dirt. I don't know. I'm just going to re-inoculate with more worms, and we're just going to keep the process going. So thanks so much for watching, and if you're a little squeamish about worms, gardening probably isn't for you. Anyway, have a nice day, folks.
Thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, anytime.
Okay, so that's Judy in the garden. I wanted to mention just a couple other things that's going on around here. Last fall, I mentioned a project I was going to do with these totes. You see the tote right here? You can buy these used for, I don't know, $7,500. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 raised beds that are self-wicking, meaning that the water is going to be down here in the bottom like that, and then soil is going to be up here, and we'll have a tube that we send the water down to keep the water full down below, and it will actually wick up into the soil as the plants need it. I'm not going to do the method that a lot of people do, that you see people do. They use a drain, that black corrugated drain stuff. I'm going to actually put like fencing down, and below the fencing I'm going to have this stuff. I'm going to be using this PVC that I got from a local well driller out of his trash bin. We got permission. So you see these slots is going to allow water to go in, and I'll have soil in the water, and that will be my actual wick. So that's an upcoming video. I don't know if I can do it all in one day because of the supplies. This will be the first time I've done it, and I don't know if I have everything I need to do it. I have the stuff to cut it. I have the fencing. I do need to get some plumbing tools. And then over here I got another little thing going on that I'll show you. All right, so the first thing is this rake was broken, and gosh, to get it out, I ended up cutting that whole thing there. The new rake handles come with new ones of these anyway, but if I can get a dowel in there, and I'll use hose clamps to squeeze it back together, because these old tools are just, they're built so much better than the new tools. Another thing I have going on here, I talked about using these buckets, see the hole, to hold the bags open. And my next step here, because I was doing it by hand, is to, you can see the lines here, I'm going to cut holes in that plywood so that they can set in this little metal frame that I got for free when I bought the rototiller. And her little sifter sets on this side, and then we can put 2 bags on this side, and that way we can do gravel. I can also use it just to fill sandbags, because we have several projects that we're going to use sandbags on. So that's about it for right now. I got water the other day, filled up the tank, and I don't know if you noticed, I filled up her tank about half full. We still have some freezing weather, and we still have some storms coming, and so I'm hoping to fill the tank with rainwater. Let me zoom in so you can see that tank without me going in there. See, it's about half full. So the one that was leaking is right here, and I'm going to seal that up, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm actually going to have 4 of these raised beds when I'm done. Hopefully you look forward to seeing me construct these, and hopefully it'll give you some ideas for your own raised beds. Click like if you would, and leave a comment down below. Comments help me know that I'm doing things that people actually like. Thumbs up, of course. Subscribe if you haven't. All that crap that they tell us we're supposed to say. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not monetized. I'm just doing this because I want to do it. When we pass on, our children can look back at these videos. And if we live for a million years, we can look back on them, back when we had energy. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay, and so here we have a dead dog. That's Nubs, named because she lost her tail when she was young. And she's just really enjoying the spring.